Well, we heard from Bigu Zero, he felt like he had some great calling in the first map, had some great individual output as well. Anybody that you're particularly looking at in terms of maybe having a great map individually today?
I think NQC, he's kind of established himself as the best Brazilian AWPer, and I think that he needs to, especially on a map like Dust2, set the pace, set the tempo, be lethal in this server.
Well, it is time to get our round 2 matchup underway. paiN versus G2.
Ooh, it's a strong start for both these teams, and to roll it forward to the 2-0 pool, just to have either of these teams there, I think, you know, Desk puts it well. These are two teams that have had slower, more recent results and are looking to get back to the heights of which they've had within this very year, Launders. paiN versus G2 and a best of 1 on Dust2. Let's see where things fall.
It's a game that definitely could be closer than you would expect. With Dust2 coming in, map stats don't tell the full story with paiN. They're going to be very happy to be here, even though it should also be a strong map for G2. Their approach is always a little bit different.
Pistol's going to go all in paiN from long, smoke down to the cross. And Mob's going to drop some utility here to work with within the bomb site. This is a no-kit situation for G2, so quick, easy headshots will pay off. But we've got 2 pairs of Berettas towards that catwalk retake. One of them getting gushed, peels away. SunPayus over the boxes, clips the wings of a player on site. More within that bomb site. And now, over towards Car, DGT gets cleared out. We go 2 versus 2. Health advantage slightly to the G2 side, pressure onto Snow. 17 health, not going to be enough. It's a Mattis cleanup for a G2 CT retake.
This new lineup for G2 obviously doesn't have the same sort of brain value as Monacy or Nico did for the team, but in terms of aim men, they have been so awesome to watch. Obviously, they picked up a trophy already with this lineup, which was such an unexpected run to have. But when you saw them all peaking at the same time in individual form, it kind of made sense. You know, Mattis is the guy that we had to wonder, like, how cool of a pickup was this? Everyone knew in Tier 2, obviously a little underrated, somebody who deserves some kind of pickup, but only a coach like Sa would spot him and actually give him a chance on a roster like G2, and he's fit into his roles really nicely.
Here we go, forced by in off of the bomb plant. paiN's missed scout shot down middle. Certainly enough for the job. You know, one of the takeaways from that London success of G2 for me was Saw coming out and saying, like, we would have never expected to have
won this early.
Right?
Yeah.
And so,
quote.
What does that do for G2? Oh, off the reload, almost trying to pressure Malbs, but he'll get that MP9 back in position. Kills good, 5v4 found. Working on his own and very low health from here on out. So
gotta be thankful for that fast reload. That was scary by DGT.
Oh, crossing back over. I can't believe he gets away with that. Molotov would have killed him. Single shot would have gotten him over the line, but instead he's going to smoke it and paiN walk away as G2 keep the pressure up elsewhere. Heavy God going deep.
They prepared themselves to, like, have him take a tick or 2 of damage and then run out, but he didn't have the HP to even play with that.
Didn't waste a second, jumps on over, stays standing.
The guns here are still really good for paiN, so G2 have to stay sharp. They got underneath Hunter's crosshair with 1 guy.
Hunter's nade off the wall, chip damage. Snow's not going to be too concerned about that.
Man, I mean, Heavy God's, you know, perusing here through spawn already.
Curious if he cleans inside long. No need. Malbs is
okay, that's a mid-beat.
Gonna do it. Drop down into the spawn. Hunter catches that. Heavy God trying to get to the tail end of the mid play, but Davideus turns around to kill him. Biguzera's taking a look at sight.
Hey, Mattis got to stop this.
You've got 1 player inside, and the longer... Oh, hold on. Doubling back. Bomb is down in lower tunnels.
What's
Hunter.
happening? No way.
I mean, low HP jump up. Davideus almost looking like he's throwing away the situation. Then you lose out your A player. Bomb possession is over for G2. paiN just lost the plot in the middle of that round.
They always play a little different.
You know, we always say that paiN lose their map picks so that they can win their opponents, but unfortunately, we're sitting here in a best of 1.
Best of 1, yeah.
Can't be making mistakes like that early on.
That was a wrong call, obviously. It was also a little weird because we saw Mattis is basically 1 versus everybody in the B site, but for whatever reason, I think they got in their own heads and thought there was an extra guy. Took out that long flank nicely, went 1 for 1 on the trade. Dropping a CT worked out beautifully, but they just didn't commit to their great idea, which was to take B.
It was great activity on behalf of G2. That Heavy God tunnels push from very early on in the round. Malbs being very elusive as well towards long corner. Made sure he didn't go down. So missed opportunity big time here for paiN to upset the status quo.
They can't make missteps like that in a best of 1. You know, paiN obviously always going to be a very hard team to predict based on their form because, like, the way they play, they make games close because they're one of those adapter teams. They're like kind of like Paravision. Like, they're going to get better as the game goes on, and that's why you see them go to OT a lot.
Well, tiptoeing their way out catwalk. They've gotten to the boxes at least. A little bomb plant here wouldn't be half bad for paiN. We'll see if it comes with any frags or if it even ever goes down. A bit delayed to cross over. Snow's going to try to sprint it in, but that goose hold here from SunPayus going to make sure it doesn't. Easy cleanup for G2. 3-0 start. And unfortunately for paiN, that mistake is just going to feel all the worse when you get bullied in this third one with only 1 kill to show for it.
Yeah, especially no bomb plant. So they'll have the best buy of the game right now, and we'll see on the T side if they can make something happen. But now they absolutely must make it expensive at minimum. So G2 are in a great spot.
Wide God. Sticking to his MP9. The only limitation here for G2. Official betting sponsor has G2 as the victors of this one. I think understandable, you know, Passion UA got that game a little bit closer, but for a moment it did feel like G2 were in the driver's seat the whole entire time. Came out of the gate swinging, have had a great peak within 2025 already.
And that's also tapped into live odds, and we just see how much a 3-0 start would really affect it.
Ooh, SunPayus kind of sits there for a second while flash, but nobody pouncing on him. His counterpart sits on the other end, and he'll get into the CT spawn as NQZ gets onto the sliver of a gap in middle. We hit a minute. We've got cat control with the bomb already crawling closer, but a frag goes deep. Ooh, and Mobs ends up finding Davideus over towards long.
That's such a big find.
Mobs has been a big problem so far on long doors.
They can't attack him with one player, and this round they really tried to source some information about the mid play. Ends up working out for G2, who get the info on the A split. Now the options are very limited, and they don't know necessarily what Mobs did next.
Smoke over towards spawn. That'll take Hunter out of this one unless he really wants to challenge things. Could always slip into that pocket off this flashbang. That's what he's going to do. Interrupted flashbang's perfect.
Oh, extra dink.
It's a kill and a dink onto Snow, sitting on 8 HP. Uncomfortable mid-split now, but the Tunnels player gets one at least. Is it enough for them to still follow forward at 15 seconds? Snow's going to try to wrap that bomb back out through Tunnels, running it heavy God. He's going to sit back on Karn while NQZ does his job. It really boiled down to Snow, which means it really boiled down to Hunter getting that headshot.
Yes.
On the mid-hold.
On the mid-hold.
The frag and the headshot that sends Snow back.
With the flash as well on the tactics, everything was perfect. They got the read right on. They got the read right at the moment that paiN were actually going to go forward with an A split, right? They had this long player here. They had 4 on cat. They were ready to go. So it's not just the fact that they had to change plans. They had to change plans with 4 players. Then they had to change plans to do a team that just got the most valuable piece of information at the right moment. And then they had the tactic to make it even worse. So
there's layers of success here for G2 at the 4-0 start.
paiN do not win, and they do not make it expensive either. Well, somewhat expensive, but
never a good day in the office when Snow, Biguzera, and NQZ have 1 kill each. Missed shot here for SunPayus, but supported by Hunter. And these Pistols gonna have a rough go of it if they just try to force their way through strong. DGT mid-kill could be big. He's dropped down to half health. Oh, Opper out here on an island, gets peppered down. The Pistols begin to prevail. Hunter draws this back, but it's man advantage earned by paiN. That bomb still tiptoeing out through smoke. Hunter worries about the ramp player.
Oh, the smoke saves him.
Big moments here, and Heavy God then turns it back around into the USP headshot.
That's so nice from Heavy God. So they throw that ramp smoke so you can back up and fight the ramp, but without fighting the entire thing all the way around. And if not for that, there would have been a trade right there. Definitely a plant coming in. So really nice play from Hunter, but so well supported by Heavy God as well.
Gives him the cover to thrive in, and then turns and stops the mid push as well, right? Or else Hunter's going to get spammed down and pinched.
It's just looking like a united front right now for G2. So, I mean, paiN got to bring that as well. DGT has been so aggressive on the lurks. That one's a nice moment.
Yep, true. Hits his timing. Unfortunately, then goes back into middle, kind of pauses for a second. He's thinking, I've got 3 players moving up catwalk. Surely that should be enough. I started it off. You don't want to throw it back so that the retake can come from middle. But as he locks into mid, Hunter does this. Little USP close. And unfortunately for NQZ, missed op shot. G2 good in green. 5-0 the start. And at least there's a moment there for paiN, right? A little X factor comes out. It feels like their inner workings are finding moments, but they've got to string those moments together to find a round. And for once, it looks like Long is going to go paiN's way, at least immediately. But it's not Malbs, and if it's not Malbs, then you know he's probably still here.
Would have loved to be able to hit B off of this 1 kill, but it wasn't any kind of play like that. There'll be some time and a chance for SunPayus to grab one back, but just misses. They want to go at Malbs again. We'll see. He's been kind of a tank.
Flashing him in, getting active. Oh, he regains vision first. Ate that slightly, so be it. Still fire burns behind him. He wants to get out of here. And he'll give himself the fadeaway.
Yeah, Malbs saving the day right now.
It's crazy that he only has 3 kills, but it feels like he's had so much more impact. Just his presence alone has been pressure.
Yeah, well, they're all kills on rifles for one. They're all by himself, too.
Speaking of pressure, Hunter 10-2, putting paiN in a difficult spot and could be coming at them yet again. Point blank, burning in front of him. Big Uzera pounces. That's a low HP Malbs out with another frag, but at the moment, no support.
Oh,
so
nice
good
shot.
headshot out of Snow from downtown. That's going to be an easy push to the long cross. And now G2, do you take a look at this retake?
It's just because the op, I feel like if there was 2 rifles, you get a little closer, maybe try to do some damage because, you know, paiN are the ones who are actually feeling it economically. But for now, they got to hold on to this. paiN have done some damage, like an adequate amount to, you know, make it worth saving it. And they're so far away, so why not? It's a nice round out of paiN to answer back.
Yeah, big moment for Big Uzera, just blasting Hunter off the cat hold. And G2 surely made them work for it. This flash into long, the fall away, this setup that could have delivered.
Yeah, it was very unlikely in that spot. The guy in the mauling runs through it, but Big Uzera is so far forward. They need something. They're a little desperate right now, so that ends up working out perfectly. They take out the heavy hitter on G2 and Hunter. And we are on the board.
G2 have made them work for it. But those little bits of success all come together.
We got fans coming in from all over already. It's good. Stage 3 packed out.
That's what we were waiting for, man. The big dogs are in the house now.
Yeah. It's crazy that we got Legacy, you know, who we were wondering how much, if they're going to go farther than paiN this major, even though paiN have a head start, are the team to go out, you know, back in stage 1. It was not an easy run from them. It wasn't an embarrassing exit at all. Apart from the fact that it was a comeback for Paravision,
sure, it
was such a hard-fought battle, and Legacy showed they deserved to get through to stage 2 as well, but just the draw was too difficult.
Yeah, their peak, unfortunately, a couple of events too early. And while paiN may still be at this major, if you were to ask both teams who's had the better season, I think, again, Legacy kind of gets that chip. So paiN will be looking to exceed that. Back-to-back top 8s at a major wouldn't be half bad, would it?
Those nades were so good.
SunPayus clips Davideus on the climb up in the meantime, so all that nade damage on Big Uzera is also a tough one to stomach. If paiN can't manage a second round consecutive, then economy goes back into question. Momentum.
You really see how in tune the CTs are with the nade timings here.
Ooh, that nade?
Well,
that one right there?
No, but this one right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they know exactly when all the Ts are at the top of Cat.
But utilities down to a smoke and an incendiary over on Mattis. That'll be removed from the A-hold if needed. But again, this is one of those mid-round moments where paiN just kind of pull away. Worried about the long push? No, just not wanting to make noise on the fallback. Big Uzera gonna go for that CT smoke. Hunter had an affinity to push through this previously. He'll go for the body block. And finds an angle, so over top of that, he could damn well kill Big Uzera, right? That 14 health left over by the nades. Heavy God pops
Dinked.
up, hits a good headshot immediately.
Ooh,
They're going to
volley.
send Molotovs at him, so he knows he's time limited. Pop by Snow, that's great. Another long-range headshot. Big Uzera gets past Hunter. Mattis has all the pressure from both sides. They push him, and he gets DGT on that crossover. Remember, Big Uzera's low health, and he comes out with another. Big Uzera pushing SunPayus back into his spawn, goes underneath that smoke, watched by Hunter. How does Big Uzera get away with all that impact?
Some nasty moves from Big Uzera. Now, the one thing is that Hunter actually blocked the smoke while Big Uzera was out mid, so he knows that this could be abused. He was careful about the approach. He really squeezed for space quite well there. He knew he was alone, too, and had to come and tuck in. But there was so much pressure on Mattis once Heavy God died in the back of the site. If Heavy God had a smoke, that round's over. He can stay there at K-Sharp. He knows he doesn't have to peek. You're under 20 seconds on the clock. But because you're under 20 seconds, everyone's low on grenades. That one last molly and that perfect headshot on him made all the difference. But really, it's Big Uzera who just wins this round. If Big Uzera dies, that bomb's not even getting planted. That door is wide open. There's no smoke on the cross at all.
Right.
There could be riflers coming at you. There's no way to get across safely.
Hey, I mean, Big Uzera is the one that also bested Hunter one round prior, right? Pushes him off of Catwalk. Snow, long-range headshot down long. Kind of the same thing here. Snow finds that really critical one moment to just guarantee a bomb site. Heavy God goes down. Feels like Mattis would have to go above and beyond. So this Big Uzera Snow that's why Snow popped off late.
Oh my goodness. Right through the middle of default.
Well, well, well.
Had to be a headshot. And, all right, well, there goes the money. I mean, they're going to invest for sure, but...
You know, this is the same Big Uzera that was a driving force in their opening game. Victory over 3D Max as well. Highest rated player in the series for that one. James Banks with the interview before the game, you know, kind of touching on how Big Uzera wanted to go home, fully reset, get off any bad juju.
Get in the water.
Just so that he could come back fresh. And, I mean, feeling revitalized after these 2 rounds strung together, surely. Still hasn't broken the cash flow of G2. We've got guns constant, and so pressure still needs to be applied. But we go op opening towards long, and NQZ is going to let him know that it was here. Popped open by a teammate, and no second target either. That's effort from paiN to try to get the opening pick. Bomb will get scooped up from spawn as they also creep out towards Catwalk. So many moving pieces here from paiN at the start of the round. Careful, Hunter. Cracking that open with an MP9. But doesn't take any kind of a duel. So is it going to be another like awkward cat timing? Running through a Molotov's one thing. Try to go for a tri-peek's another. SunPayus missed chance at a 5v4.
Yeah, they probably didn't expect to see an op there. But you see G2 have already preset their move over to B. They smoke behind them in tunnels. They push tunnels as well. And if paiN take any amount of time to get up cat, or if they go mid B, they're in jeopardy. That bomb still staged back there.
Flash comes out from the B site. That slows them down for a second. It just makes them stutter.
Clear this. This is the only thing that could actually save paiN. Is that
Bomb's still down.
They still don't have the bomb.
No, Bomb's sitting down in middle. They're going to find a kill out mid. They're going to scramble back. Oh, no, hold on. It's from top middle. The Davideus catches that climb up to the Xbox. Matt is still able to thrive within this. Here's the stomping above
nice
it.
Move.
Slides upward, finishes off Snow, and with that smoke in the doorway, all of a sudden, man advantage, bomb possession, and 25 seconds here for paiN to try to scramble back in. They've got all the utility in the world. That'll cut off the cat play. He still holds!
Oh, nasty.
Mattis with a quad kill.
Woo. Full control out of Mattis. That's great rifle work. 10 bullets for those last 2 kills. Why was the bomb back there again? Just for the one last player coming from the top of mid? That didn't seem like a great idea. Such a weird spot to drop the bomb when you have so many players up, actually.
I guess Davideus
is just really strange to have the bomb drop there. But
you know, we've seen
even if they took the bomb, like the double tunnels push in a mid-B setup, like with an extra player in B, like it was already pretty much over. It was such a good spot for G2. That's an excellent showcase of like how Hunter can really add value to IG. I mean, that setup, they had a mixed buy. They scared him with the op, and they used their lesser guns to stack a site.
Well, change up of the timing here with the walkout towards B. DGT looks for points of contact. Heavy God doesn't bite immediately, then sees that they have fallen back, but nobody wants to step into the scope. So smoke goes down in front of it. And that's paiN's opening move, pushed back again.
Every single pick play that paiN have tried to do, it's just not working. They've either just got straight up killed by mobs on long, or the only time it's worked is when they step through the molly that G2 threw on Cat, and Big Azura got his frag. Another good look in HE.
Oh, that one's tough to stomach.
They just know exactly when they need to be worried.
And there's more nades where the first one comes from. Interrupts as well, paiN's utility usage.
Yep.
That's not what they were looking for. They're going to get smoked off. They could have the choice to still push through it. Oh, easy for SunPayus.
I like Hunter on default. They don't have nades.
Oh, Snow finds the headshot, and SunPayus returns right back. NQZ catching a kill out towards middle. This puts it back on SunPayus, and he is not missing. Okay, finally does on a jumping target as he climbs up.
Mattis is going the wrong way.
Fully scrambles the back away. Mattis hears the drop-off. And that's not both players confirmed. NQZ is ahead of this timing. He's going to get a chance to look through that mid doors. Could catch a player, but instead gives up the angle. His counterpart hits the headshot. And that is SunPayus with all 4 kills into the round thus far.
And now Mattis is coming in from behind.
7 seconds, NQZ fakes it again, and that flank to perfection. Big moment for SunPayus, who we all know as a tournament goes on, as he steps onto stages. This guy does his best work in front of a crowd, and luckily StarLadder's blessed us with one in stage 3.
Yeah, that was such a great round. Again, him in this position on the A ramp, and when they took out Hunter, I got a little bit worried for him, but that first shot was a stellar shot. That was one right through default, a headshot, wallbang flick.
That's kind of what I was hoping NQZ was going to be able to do, right? Deep peek down middle, maybe catch somebody in CT in a scrambling rotation. But you let SunPayus get on the angle first, and nasty wallbang frag. Puts pressure on the time, forces NQZ's hand, and really just pushes that one over the line easy.
It's this next shot right here. Oh, what is that? Damn. And he just dipped right under the cover of that sort of ramp. So that the AWP couldn't see him. That was beautiful.
It's nice to see, right? When we constantly talk about teams entering their first stage of the major and needing time to warm up, etc., I feel like when it's your AWPer specifically that has a slow start, that's when you're really in for some trouble. So nice to see SunPayus a part of this. Forced team kill with the push out from Mattis off catwalk, and Hunter's happy to just slide into the zone.
Oh my goodness.
But Snow comes flying by with that Tech 9, gets the headshot, now it's Rifle! Maltz, always surgical. Taps away 2 of them, turns back towards long for the 3rd, and NQZ's gonna keep the hope of the Force Buy alive.
That's just amazing. Those taps, how did he pull that off?
Doesn't actually go over for the bomb plant.
Keep talking about impact with Malbs. He's only up to 7 kills.
Ooh, this
Every
is
single one of those kills was beautiful.
NQZ giving up sight, but G2 goes so committed towards long that NQZ's now got options.
Yeah, and I think they made a couple of fast steps. I'm not sure if that was heard, but NQZ looks like he's just going to dip out to B for a quick plant.
Yeah, well done.
CTs are retaking A fast, so they'll be able to get down here as well, but they don't know that NQZ's running right now. He would have loved to have an op so he could just, take one out through the door, but...
He would also love to have some armor.
Oh, yeah.
AK-47, aim punch in full effect. Ooh, but he goes aggressive.
They're sticking together, so he kind of has to get a, a 2-for-1 spray.
I mean, there's a world where SunPayus misses a shot, and then you catch that op on cycle. He's going to execute Heavy God, and there it is! Big move from NQZ. Woo. Reads him like a book. Massive rotation off of the bomb site. Could have gone for the free bomb plant, but that's not what he wanted, Launders. He wanted the round, and he plays it with confidence.
Oh, that's kind of filthy, man. They were setting up grenades to get into the site. Little they know NQZ, he was the one with no armor. He had to find the only way to get 2 kills at once, and he found it.
Terrorists win.
I mean, the 2 players who have stood up the most this year are Snow and NQZ for paiN. It's NQZ's improvements, and we'll talk about them on the op too, but getting used to seeing those clutches every once in a while. That was a half buy. They went so aggressive. We just feels like years ago now, but they ran through that cat smoke, then they ran up cat.
Yeah, the
and
Snow
then all
headshot.
put together that little frag movie for a second, and then all of a sudden, here you are in a 1v2.
But G2 have still had good work in buys like these. We haven't seen them have to give up a freebie just yet, and we're only 2 rounds from the close of the CT side, so there it is
That
again.
worked.
Mattis trying to sign up for an early fight, finds one, op shot whizzes by. Heavy God, SunPayus on his line. Both oppers, and SunPayus is so ready. So prepared for that extension out through the tunnels. Trying to catch a player towards plat. It's SunPayus who's got man advantage in the hands here of G2, working with no kit in an inevitable retake. Unless they pressure, nah, they can't. They'll just set the bomb planter ablaze. That is DGT down low. Snow's gonna try to set him up. Flashbang goes over, and DGT doesn't pounce on that.
I mean, they've got the tunnels walk up, so Hunter's gonna wait. They're definitely gonna push if they seal some pressure from the back. DGT can't stay up here forever.
Snow trying to stay between pieces of cover. Big move by DGT, but now he needs 2 more frags, and Malbs is gonna make sure that it's not there to be secured. 8th round win by G2, and the moment they lose a round, right back at it with a half buy and an opening aggressive gambit.
And can you believe SunPayus right now, the shots that he's hitting? And the fact is he's missing like a couple shots around, but then you calculate how many chances he had in total, and he's just setting himself up for amazing rounds back to back, and he's hitting the hard ones very, very consistently.
And I feel like we haven't seen him miss 2 in a row.
No. Yeah, this is paiN just going 100 miles per hour or so.
You know, sometimes like an Opper's poor performance will snowball like that. When we question if it's a mental thing or just an off day, but SunPayus just kind of bounces right off him. And it's good to see because G2 want to remain with a comfortable lead at the end of this half.
Ooh, missed that chance, man. Mattis trying to get real sneaky with it.
It's crazy that NQZ took damage there.
Yeah, you hit him just through the box.
Mattis just sends one little bullet back the other way, lets him know what's coming. Never a moment of comfort here for paiN. And some of that's by their own creation with the aggressive starts to these rounds. But worst thing you can be is not yourself. Oh, the last second, Hunter finishes off Snow before DGT can get the answer back. That's, again, Hunter not just with a kill, but kill and damage.
Yeah, he's been getting kind of the raw deal these last few rounds. He started off like 11-2 or something like that. He'll be happy to take one.
Yeah, I think it was literally 10-1. I think it was really that successful. Now here he is. Still looking good. Right up there in that trio of him, Madison, SunPayus, who again will not miss an opportunity to strike down Big Usera. 4 versus 3 advantage for G2 at 45 seconds. NQZ walking out middle, gets an eye over towards the B site.
I mean, Mattis has to take a big risk, but he's got
at some point, right?
He's got to trust his timing.
You can't let Heavy God die. Heavy God in that B site, scoped in on an op. And NQZ's got you pinned against the boxes. He'll hit you with the wall bang. Malb strikes down DGT, and NQZ, blind as a bat, is going to be the final victim. Strong showing here for G2 CT side, a comfortable 9-3 lead. SunPayus, Mattis, and Hunter. An engine in the side of G2. All three players above 100 ADR at the end of this half. And no matter the sort of buy that they brought to the table, you had an aggressive opening or just a solid hold. And G2's form coming into the Budapest Major, my God, I'd say they're starting better here than they did in London.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams, man, like the last few weeks, the last month has been a dip-off. We saw the best of them a couple months ago. G2 are in that bucket right now. We're seeing the same thing with 3D Max coming in, getting to this stage. But G2 without warm-up at all, coming in real hot. So super good start. I mean, the 9-3 score tells the story beautifully. Yeah, paiN had a good round in there, but overall G2, too many good individual plays, too much good map control. And even, you know, you look at Malbs as just a humble 9-7 scoreline, tons of impact in those kills.
Just a humble guy, you know? Long dominance had Malbs' name all over it, but he'll hit the dirt first here in the second pistol of the map. And DGT wanted a little more out of that middle hold, but he takes damage more so than anything else, and off he goes, hiding back into the A bomb site. We got Snow floating solo out middle with this NQZ commitment on Berettas.
You play against G2, you know pistols are one of the scariest rounds.
Right.
This is where they're just so strong sometimes.
Yeah, Hunter's learned how to call all the other rounds. Doesn't mean his pistol strats have gotten any worse.
Yeah.
Man's been doing this for years. Pop off of middle with that smoke. You almost catch Biguzera body blocking the smoke. He almost finds SunPayus dead to rights, but Davideus will finish that one off. The Berettas just lock in behind the car, and this is looking real clean for paiN. A Mattis 1 versus 5 is what it's going to take, and Davideus, you know, just sliding by 2 quick executions in the pistol with his name on it. That's what paiN need. You go 1 for 1 with the pistols over top of G2.
That's lovely. I mean, they can definitely kickstart something now. Otherwise, this game was a wash. So they stood up against G2's pistols, which sometimes can be their biggest strength. And you see all the damage coming through the smoke. It was slowing them down so much, it looked like they were walking every tag. Davideus.
Give him the best chance out of the gate.
Don't make a weird mistake right now. MP9 checking if there's players in mid here. Oh my goodness. It's gone to SunPayus is that guy right now. You gotta be careful.
Couple of scout wall bangs.
You give them an opportunity on both sides of mid, and now the CTs don't have vision on win. Look how much nades they have to use just to establish control again. Meanwhile, G2 are already onto other ideas. Be very careful here, paiN.
M4 just leans back. That's more space given over to the cap players.
You know, Biguzera is really giving them a lot of info. Trying to, I don't know if he's trying to trick him into going A.
I don't know. I mean, bad smoke. His smoke just bounced off into the mid open, but that's fine, I guess. 2 kills. Easy does it. SunPayus gets another kill through, I believe, the legs of his teammates. And now all of a sudden, we've got Hunter down low. SunPayus on 4 health. He'll get cleaned up. Davideus easy from the top of the ramp there. Good on Biguzera. I'm pretty sure that smoke was meant for mid doors. Bounces off the wall and just pops in the open space.
Oh.
And then luckily for Biguzera, he still just puts down 2 players with the M4 advantage.
Yeah.
But this wallbang to start.
Oh, man, they're giving him chances.
Oh, it's through the edge of the corner. Okay. Make sure you convert that one. Yeah.
It's not the cleanest conversion, but it is one. There's no bomb plant, and that buy is better now for paiN.
Oi.
This guy's scary, man.
Just pops him.
Glad we saw that from DGT's POV. No chance whatsoever.
Yeah. Kind of gives us the closest we can to know what it feels like to play up against a guy like Malbs.
And we know the strength of G2 on T side. It's their entries. It's how much force they bring. They're, you know, Protoss, Death Ball, 3 players running in, and then all of a sudden it's Malbs 2K, it's Mattis 2K. That's what paiN have to be worried about right now. paiN will decide to play without info this round. It's not the end of the world. They still 2-2 to sites. They've also brought their gun back, so they don't have to worry about babysitting it. That's turned into an upgrade for them. I think they were on 2 MP9s before. Mobs will take one. I mean, this should be fine. You don't have a smoke for the, you don't have a cross smoke. You've got a player on long. There's no one at long to actually put pressure that way.
Here it comes. Sudden. They get out. Closer to the bomb site. Problem is bombs in the background. Heavy God, that's another problem. Headshot on NQZ. Now Davideus is going to be out in the open. If they come at this challenge, it'd be difficult. Just, again, a Glock and that Deagle in the background. Mobs. Oh, come on. Another! Starts the round and catches a third kill.
A dink.
Off of the Glock, I think.
Yeah.
Just still trying to come back at it. SunPayus didn't even upgrade his pistol, and of all the rounds paiN had to win with ease, this one starting to haunt them already. Big Uzera is going to concede this. G2, thanks to a Mobs Desert Eagle that gets them onto Catwalk.
Yeah.
And a Glock kill from SunPayus to make sure that Big Uzera can't even get back in.
He put in work with that Glock. He was peeking the back of safe plant right there, either side. Couldn't get a shot back. All the upgrades here. Heavy God can go and grab that now. Nice catch. We see Bulbs here. We see Bulbs on Cat again. Heavy God shot is also unreal.
Damn.
Just gotta take that on the chin.
Dare I say it, sometimes I think this G2's got the best Desert Eagles in G2 history.
Yeah, maybe on average. Yeah, like, they got some stingers.
Well, crossover close on the doorway. There's limitations here for paiN. This is an uncomfortable point in the game now. Thanks to those Desert Eagles, G2 may have just started the end. Missed opportunity here for Snow's solo hold. Big Uzera met by smoke.
Oh, that could have been everything.
Yep, could have been all. If Snow gets frags.
It was such a good timing. Great damage. I can't believe he didn't find a headshot in all that spray.
Man, Hunter, dude. I love Hunter's tempo as an in-game leader, right? And I think it's something that early days with G2's in-game leadership and Hunter picking it up at the start, sometimes it was oversimplified. And he had to just, as games would get close, go to the all-ins and just hope that individually that would push them over the line. But now I still see the aggressive moments similar to his start as an in-game leader, but it almost feels like it's Saw who just kind of pokes him as to when to do it precisely.
He got him a nice player for his calling style, which is Mattis. I think it just fits right into the personality of this lineup. Everyone's got really good pistol aim, really aggressive players. They all love the contact explodes. Before, sometimes it felt like Mobs was calling some of their contact just off his spawns, and Hunter didn't have full input on every round. Now it just feels like there's more trust in him, and also he's got to build out his repertoire as an IGL. Sometimes he might have been out of ideas. Sometimes Saw can help him out. So you can see the coalescence of the practice, the strats they had before, the pistol rounds that Hunter already brought to the team, calling for G2 for all these years, and they somehow have made that fit into their personality of still being aggressive. But I totally agree. They used to 4-1 too much, too many really like scrimmy plays through smokes because they knew they had to aim.
Yep.
And now they've really figured out how to harness all that same energy but make it feel way more tier 1. And that's going to be a problem for paiN.
Yeah, I think especially in late rounds, too. I remember Mirage games where they'd be set up inside of the apartments, be met by a smoke, and then they would just run all the way back T-spawn and just rush out A. Because it just felt like if you had to bail on a plan, it almost felt like Hunter didn't have those protocols. But nowadays, if you have to bail on a moment with this G2, it feels like, you'll still leave a player lurking around.
Yeah.
They'll have that alternative set up already.
All the marks of a good team. Yeah.
And then on top of that, individuals that are clearly delivering. We get the Desert Eagle headshots across the board from Heavy God and Mobs. That's just a swift reminder to the individual talent that this G2 roster still has.
And with SunPayus slotting into the equation so nicely, it just takes the edge off every round.
Big game player, SunPayus.
It's the opper of the match so far.
I look forward to the day we get SunPayus back on a arena stage.
I thought you were going to say Spanish lineup.
No.
That would take a lot of roster moves.
No, he's here in greener pastures. It's wild to think, For once, we thought this was a G2 roster that post-Nico and Monacy, how would they ever recover?
Yeah.
We really were kind of just scratching our heads as to what this rebuild would look like, especially when G2 didn't seem to be making massive signings in that moment.
Yeah, but you see them getting Saw. It's just...
That's the one.
That's
the one.
That's getting a gardener. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
You could buy some plants. But who's going to pick the new ones when those eventually die? Who's going to make sure the feng shui is right? What was that double Ira about a Mattis? That was unhinged.
Yeah, I think it gets a little dangerously.
He's going to get into his brain.
Well, don't get into your own head if you're G2, because you're sitting comfortably 11-5 over top of paiN. A paiN that showed promise in the start of today with that victory over 3D Max. But now G2 are on the brink of having 2 strong results and securing 3 best-of-3 chances to progress to top 8 at a major.
It's wide open.
Not just playoffs, but the major itself as well. That's the beauty of this one. You know, you don't have to dig deep into your playbook. You don't have to show all of what you've been working on. And odds from our betting partner clear.
Foca nesse round, rapaziada. Se a gente ganhar, a gente fica muito bem de economia, tá ligado?
Win this one and we'll be in a good spot economically. Yeah, problem is you've got a USP in 5-7, so good luck. Try your damnedest. And cleared out on long already. Off of the tech comes a G2 charge out through long doors. 2 players dead already, one of which was a pistol player. That could be a critical pickup from Viguzera. It slows things down for a second.
Go into the boost really quickly.
With the USP, unfortunately, that T-smoke is so thick that he can't get any vision on the bomb site. Yo,
careful of the spam
Spam was there, but Heavy God's going to capitalize with the 18 health he held on to. Jumping M4 shots don't find their mark. And so it's going to remain man advantage. And Heavy God waiting for that box climb up is going to execute Snow with ease, low health or not. Suddenly, this scout doesn't seem like anything near enough.
Yeah,
would have been in a great place if they had won this economically. Problem is, it's now 12-5 over top of it, and the bye will not be comfortable in the follow-up for paiN either.
Just trying to encourage them to stay focused for this sort of like bonus situation, so they didn't have to make as much of a comeback happen, but that's not going to take place now. And QZ can walk away from this, but there's actually someone waiting for him.
Yeah, SunPayus. Easy. Just another strong adjustment. Never an over flick with SunPayus, you know?
Yeah.
Just straight to the point.
No, at his best, very device-like, very positional. But today, just a monster all the way around. Lots of flicks, lots of crazy aggressive plays too. They were nice and careful about this, man. Heavy God, not just like planning but faking it right away. They were kind of looking for a boost. Great punish game.
You know, Hunter in the second half hasn't really kind of taken off the same way that he did, but he set the tone at the start of this game. Again, I think, what, 10-1?
I don't think he's got a kill.
He was about 10-1, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he had an amazing start.
You know, he definitely built up the confidence of G2. He let everybody else have that, you know, possession of the rolling ball. Mattis and SunPayus have not looked in the rear view ever since, competing with who ends this at the top of the scoreboard. Again, you never want a slow start if you're a team, particularly, I feel, as an AWPer. And a guy like SunPayus, who can sometimes go a little more quiet until we get onto the bigger stages. It is a beautiful sight to see his performance this strong. Hunter taken down to a quarter health. Probably feels like this second half, or as this game's gone on, it really hasn't been his to play.
Am I crazy? Hunter doesn't have armor?
Hunter doesn't have Kevlar.
He has 9 grand and no armor. He just took that nade for 76 damage.
Well, oh, maybe this fall off's a bit of his own fault.
That was the right guy to hit with that HD.
He's like, what are they packing in those things?
Yeah, give me that up. Give me the nades, give me the bomb.
Hunter doesn't have Kevlar. Good catch. NQZ under pressure, giving the flash up. Oh, tries to take a fight here. Down low, he'll still find SunPayus. It's a good place to be in with 17 health. Labored effort here for Heavy God, and he won't finish NQZ, who is still trying to fight on. Mattis popped as the CT player arrives, and Malb's given a chance to go for the quad kill and the 1v2. Tapping towards the middle.
Win now.
He's got him stuck. Snow's gonna stop it. paiN with at least another chance.
That was almost the biggest mistake ever.
Their 6th round secured, and I'd say great impact from NQZ under pressure on that ramp, low health.
Yeah, definitely. And Brazil always keeps hope alive. even though it feels like a drop in the ocean right now. 6 rounds to come back into this game. They barely get that one on the board. It's still a good take, but obviously a massive mistake for Hunter to not have armor when he has so much money. But it also shows you they've got money. Like, they are not too worried about it.
He's got an extra $1,000.
Yeah.
Spend in the next one. G2 will be frustrated that every round they give up could just be the last. Could be the 2-0 pool secured. It's the dream of every team. Day one at the Major. You wake up this morning and you think, please God, just let us win one. You get a good draw. You have a super convincing first map.
Everyone's religious today.
Yeah.
You know, especially with games that go overtime. I mean, you think, you know, you could have won. Could get close. I don't know how many times paiN would have won this match, though.
Tell me Maus aren't feeling blessed.
Yeah, yeah.
That they survived that Paravision scare.
It's a big win.
What was it, 1v4 and an ace in the overtime rounds?
It didn't win that, but yeah, it was close.
Oh. Well, God works in mysterious ways. 12-6. paiN wanted a strong economy. They've got it. Problem is their opponents still extra cash in the back pockets. Another $10,000 surplus across the team.
And Hunter doesn't have armor again. No, I'm just pulling your leg.
You made me look. Honestly, I'm like, okay. Somebody check on this guy. His job will be slightly easier as SunPayus is given the task of just walking this op up middle. And there's no threat of any kind of a cat peek, so he's going to have free space the whole time. Mattis shows a little skin and shaved down by 1/3 of his health because of it.
Got an interesting idea brewing. Just a lurk smoke and B. Try to draw the CTs a little bit over this way. Block vision on middle. No nade in response. They're putting a lot of pressure on paiN, who wish they had full sets of utility. Oh, Molly behind them. They are trying to get tricky with it.
Yep, and that tricky timing is just going to leave Malbs dead. NQZ yet again finding success from this ramp, not with his op, but a solid M4.
I mean, that's great on NQZ to check that, because you know, even if Malb gets over to the cat corner and then they start pushing up cat to retake it, there could have been a real disaster brewing. Nice save here for NQZ and paiN.
Walkout's good. CT's in 2 minds. DGT slips back in. That's Mattis dead. Heavy God follows suit. Still a comfortable 2-player B setup as well. Rock solid defense in the 19th. Something back for G2, sure, but that's just looking like an exit protocol. Although Hunter keeps this threatened CT spawn alive, wrapping back around the tunnels, he's going to try to keep the pressure up.
10 seconds, you got to just turn around.
Yeah, he gives it up.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if Hunter catches a mid-kill, if Hunter can come up through the doorway to split the bomb site, things could look different. This is still a price tag being applied to paiN as well, but majority survive. The op and 2 players for G2 as well. Both teams just kind of cut their losses, let paiN get 1 round closer, now only a 5-round game.
That was a really cute idea for G2. They tried to get that sneaky play going. You don't often see a fake like that with a Molly behind them on cat, making it seem like they're going through usual protocols. A little bit of that B pressure to pull a rotation down to CT as well. That was so key to make sure that they could get that walkout at the top of cat, but it didn't seem right. It didn't seem right to paiN, and NQZ just kept aware. And to be fair, there's nothing else for him to watch, so you might as well be checking on that. But definitely, they were vulnerable at that moment. I'd like to see something crafty like that coming out here. Good use of Malbs, who kind of always wants to go out on his own, because you know he can just explode at any moment.
Clean rifle work, DGT. Barely took damage back. But again, right, we talked about that extra $10,000 G2 had at the start of last round. We see it in full effect here. So you've finally broken down the economy. paiN have been working hard to get to this point. G2 have bent. Will they break? Triple tunnel setup. Heavy God thrown out long doors. And that could keep paiN preoccupied. No, they pull back. Oh, Malbs, instant headshot. Ton of pressure on Snow. Goes down with nothing.
There he is.
Malbs just steps up to the challenge, delivers a double kill. And it's in the name. Painful situation here in this 3 versus 5. Low health for Davideus as well. It's going to make it all the worse. And he just gets popped like a sitting duck as Malbs gets a trio of frags inside of that bomb site. Hunter's gonna confirm that there's already tunnel pressure burning inside of the flames. Not only DGT, but the hopes of this comeback. NQZ, 1v5, you've got wounded players all around you. It is winnable. This is winnable, but stopped. As SunPayus collects one more kill for the road, G2 will begin their major how every team dreams of. 2-0 with convincing victories and starts fueled by momentum. That 3-player core on G2 at the start of this game looked untouchable.
Yes, and paiN definitely struggled.